video, I'm going to show you how to do the scrap heart square that's in the scrap heart Afghan that's available at maggiescrochet.com. This sample I worked up in Premier Yarn Cotton Fair Bulky. I really like that yarn. I thought it would be easier for you to see on video when I do all the stitches. You will also need the chart. I will be following the chart. The link to the chart will be in the description. And it will be handy to have a crochet hook, of course, and some stitch markers and a pair of scissors. To get started, I'm going to use the alternate colors that I have here. I thought maybe it'd be easier for you to see. I start with a slip knot. You make the first square. This was the first square, but you make this first square and then you attach, you do join as you go for all the other squares. So here you start out with a slip knot and you chain 18. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move this out of the way a little bit. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, on the chart, there are actually 17 squares. Each row here, the chart that I'll give you will be a little bit more defined than this. Each square represents a single crochet stitch. So on row 1, there's solid single crochet. On row 2, when you get to the 9th single crochet stitch, we will change color to your contrasting color. And then this color chart shows you where to change colors. So I have the 18. I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from hook. And a lot of times, many times, we're taught to go like this into the chain, but it leaves kind of a hole there. And a nicer way to do it is to roll the chain towards you a little bit and look for that little bar that runs across the back of the chain. So what you want to do is roll it forward, go underneath the bar of the chain and work your single crochet into that bar, just like that. So here, instead of going in that loop, you're going to turn it and go into the bar of the chain. So right here is the typical top loop, but if you roll it forward, you see that little bar. Work your single crochet in there and it will come out very nice on the bottom like that. And you won't have that big hole there. So right here is the chain, but I'm gonna roll it forward like this and work the single into the back bar. Just work a single crochet in each chain across. You will end up with 17 single crochets. You lose one chain for the turning because you can't work in that very first chain. So I'm going to work this all the way across. Check and make sure you chained loose enough. If your stitches are pulling in like that, I think you should probably pull it out and try to chain a little bit looser. The one thing about this yarn is that it splits. But other than that, I really like it. And it may be splitting because I am using a smaller hook than they recommend. I think they recommend like a K and I have an I. But I already did this one in the I, so I want them to match up when I get them finished. And I think it looks better when you're doing a color change project to do a little bit tighter stitches. Now this one, the back bar is right there, and that's it. So that's the single crochet in each chain across. To turn, you just chain one, turn your work like this, single crochet. You have to look at the chart. Actually in the directions, well, actually you look at the chart and the first 8 single crochet are done in your main color. It's only on the 9th one that you change the color. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, when I do the 8th single crochet, I'm not going to complete that single crochet. I'm going to go in here like I'm going to do the single crochet and pull up a loop. To finish it, I would yarn over and draw through 2, but now it's time to draw, yarn over and draw through a new color. So standing nearby is the white. So I make a slip knot, or you don't even have to make the slip knot, but I always do. You can just put the end of it in. I make it, that's not long enough for me. Okay, I make a slip knot. I put that on my hook, and then I bring that through the 2 loops on my hook, and that completes that single crochet stitch. Then I just drop the unused color to the wrong side. On row 1, this is going to be marked off as the right side. If you need to, you can place a stitch marker on this side, on one of the ends maybe, like this, to remind you where the right side is. All the unused color strands are going to be dropped to the wrong side. So I'm on the wrong side, so that means that I need to bring the unused color of this peach to this side because I am on the wrong side. This is the tail end of the new contrasting color. I'm going to drop that to the wrong side. With the new color, the contrasting color, I will work a single crochet in the next single crochet like this, but because there's only one single crochet contrasting color stitch in row 2, I can't complete this stitch without going back and changing to the main color, which is the peach. So now I will go back like this and pull that through that. Then I will make sure that this strand stays on the wrong side, and then I will finish the row in main color. When I get down to the end of row 2, I will chain 1 turn. Now I am on the right side. My little hook fell out. Maybe I need like one of those little safety pins. Anyway, so that's what that looks like on the right side. Now, for row 3, you single crochet. You look at your chart. But this time, on the chart, you will, here's row 3 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you'll single crochet in the first 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, this time this is the wrong side here, but I'm going to bring the unused contrasting color and I'm going to change colors right here because the next block has to be the contrasting color, the white block. So with the contrasting color, I will single crochet in the next single crochet. There is that little strand right here where I brought the color over. From here, I will go under and pick up that strand there, and then I will draw that up and draw through here. So what that did on the back, it actually split. It's this yarn. Okay, I got the right color. I'm going through here, and then I want to pick up that strand right there. I think I got all of it this time. Then I create the new contrasting color right there. And on the back, it just brought that up a little bit, so it's not sagging in the back. Then I do a white single, and then this one is where I want to change back to the main color. Now there's a trick you can do right here, and that is to add a second ball of coral here. The reason why you do that is because right here I did it. This is the wrong side of the square. So I added a second ball of white. This is the tail from where I added that, so that I don't have to carry the unused colors back and forth across the heart. So even when I was up here, I added another strand. I just measured off about 3 yards, and I added another strand for the one curve of the heart in the peach and for this middle section here, just so that I won't have any ends going across. But I'll show you how to do that. But right now, I'm going to add a second ball of the peach color, so I don't have to crochet them. I don't have to pull them back and forth. And for that, I gotta go get it. So now I have my second ball of peach ready to add on. Right here, I have a slip knot. I completed the 3rd contrasting color stitch. Now I will change to the main color right here, like that. I'll pull this down a little bit. Now I will continue on with the second ball of peach on this side of the square, the heart. So what I've done here is this strand right here goes to 1 ball of peach yarn. Now this strand that I just added right here that I'm working with goes to the second ball. And every time I do this side, I'll use this new ball, and every time I'm here, I'll just pick up, I come over on this side of the heart, I will just pick up the first ball that I started with. In the middle here, there is 1 more white single crochet, and it keeps on each side, and it keeps increasing all the way until there's only 1 main color single crochet stitch on each row on the side for about, I think it's 7 rows. Okay, here is where I need to increase one of the whites. So I get, this one needs to be a white single crochet. So when I get here, I'm on the wrong side. So I need to bring this strand here and then find the white strand that's attached to yarn the yarn ball, and then bring that up like this, yarn over with that new color, and bring that through the loop on my hook, the 2 loops on my hook to finish that single crochet stitch. I will just leave this, I will just drop this and then continue on with the white. With this strand right here, I like to push it over in front of the next single crochet I'm going to work in, and then just work over it like this. And then that way, it's not like this long strand in the back. Then I work five single crochets. Okay, now this one I need to change to the main color, which in this block is coral. Now I want to go back to my first ball, yarn over with that like this, and draw through to complete that last single crochet. Here you have that strand again like this. So I'm going under that and into the next single crochet like this, and that tightens that up a little bit. Now I continue on with main color. Now you see here, I haven't dragged any of the main color across the stitches. I haven't had to work over them. I haven't had to just leave them back here, and I like that. So this is what the front is looking like now. So do the same thing here, except you're gonna add one more on each side of the white. Right here. Now I'm gonna find the closest white right here, yarn over, pull that through. I can see that strand right there. I'm gonna go in here and turn it towards me a little bit so I can see that strand and work over that strand. Then continue with the white. And then just pick up the main color on the other side. So for this, you go ahead and you continue with the chart and work up until row 14, because that you will have one peach single crochet here. All these will be whites and this will be peach, but when you come back here, I want to show you what to do in here so you don't drag any colors across one of the curves. But I'll come back on camera when I'm finished with row 14. Now I have completed row 14. What I did was mark off row 10 to count the rows. You can either count on the wrong side or the right side, whichever you think is easier. I found the right side to be easier because I looked at these bars that were created from the wrong side stitches. So and that was the second row. So I went 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that was my 10th row. So I wasn't always having to go back and count and count and count. I wanted to go even like this with only one main color on each side until row 14, which is what I did. Now row 15 is going to start the little curves of the heart. To do that, you will, let me see, go into 7. Well, first we have to do this part. You will do the main color here, change to the contrasting color, go in here, and you will do 7 single crochets. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on the 7th one, I need to change to the main color. What I am doing for this one is I don't want to carry any colors across the back, and to do that I will add, I measured off 3 yards of main color and I have it on standby right here. I made a slip knot. I will bring on that strand of yarn and I will work this little section here is where I need the 3 yards. So it's not a whole lot. I'll bring that through the loop on my hook. This is only, now that I have my 3rd strand or ball of main color attached here, I will just do 1 single crochet like this, and I don't complete it, and then I want to add a 2nd strand of the contrasting color of the white. This prevents any strands from being carried across the back. So this strand is the end. You just push that to the back and continue on with the white. So right there is that little, just a 1 single. So on this side you should have a matching 7 single crochets. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Change to, I always have to check which side I'm on. When I was crocheting this morning, I went maybe a couple rows out and I had 1 strand on the right side, so I had to pull it back. Now I'm going to change to the main color. Okay, for the next row, you go in with 1 more main color. So I just did this one where there's just 1 here. Now I'm going to come in on the side for row 16 on each side there, and I'm going to come out 1 more here. So here I will work main color and then main color. And change to contrasting color. Okay, so here, instead of 1 main color, there's going to be 3. So I pick up my strand of coral that's in the middle, peach, and I change to that color and work 3 coral colors. Now I have my ball over here of white, so I will pick that up, work over that strand. So right here, I'm going to have 2 on the end instead of the 1. So I need to change to the coral right here. Work over that strand. I always love turning back to the right side so I can see what the little picture's starting to look like. If you have a mess like this starting, all you can do is straighten out the yarn every once in a while. That helps. That's inevitable. So now you can see where the little curves of the heart are starting. And each side, this is getting pretty bad where I have to straighten it out. Well, this strand is the 3 yards, so it's part of the problem. But see all this? So I just have to flip these yarn balls. Keep flipping them until, you have to do it at the yarn because you can't turn this because it's attached to so much stuff. So it's self-correcting now. Well, it's not self-correcting, I'm doing it. But it's I'm fixing it. Let's see. Okay, do we have it? Almost. Right there. Okay, we're back in business. Now, here I'm going in one more like this. I'm going to pick up my color here, and then I'm going here, and here, and here. Now, in this, in the graph, you always got to refer back to your graph, there's a block of 3 and a block of 3, so nothing changes right here. But you see in the next row, I'll be cutting in on both sides. But so for this row, it's just cutting in one more stitch on the side and then keeping this the same. So right here, let's pick up my coral. This is my 3-yard strand here that just gets used for the centerpiece. And then drop that, pick this up. There's only 2 more rows before the heart is complete. Okay, so here I needed to do this a partial, change to pink. With pink, it's not pink, it's coral. It's got all tangled. Oh my God. So I'm going one more in there, pick up the white, and just do 2 singles. And then I'm not going to use this here. I'm going to use that center strand I added on right there. That piece right there I'm going to work over. So now in the center, I will have 5 main color blocks or single crochets, just like that. Then drop this, pick up this strand on this side. And only do 2 there. And then change to this peach color over here. Don't use this one because then you'll have a strand showing on the back. Pick that up. Now you see that strand there. I just work over that. Okay, so that completed the heart right there. So you end with the 2 on the top. Now you can cut the extra coral here, the peach here, and you can cut these 2 strands of white before you continue on. So that one gets cut. This one gets cut. And this was the 3-yard piece of, pretty sure it was. No, was it? I thought it was. Where did it go? Let me see. Yes. This was 3 yards of coral that I cut off. And you only actually needed about 2. Not even 2. But anyway, I wanted to be safe. So this extra coral here too, you don't need that. You only need this working one. After this is complete, the heart, All you need is that end that you landed up with right here. And so I can cut this one too. All right, so these are all cut. Now, all you do is work a single crochet with no color changes all the way across. Don't need any more strands of white. All you need now is just one ball. Well, wait a minute. You're going to need the white when you do the border. Okay, that completes the heart so far. Now to do the border, you chain one turn and you work 3 single crochets in the first single crochet. And that creates the corner. The middle single crochet of the 3 is the corner, and you will need to know that when you come back on the next round of border. Then you single crochet across to the last single crochet and work 3 singles in the last one. Okay, I'm down to the last one. I will do 3 singles on the corner. Now, you had 17 single crochet stitches across each row. When you're here on this border round, you used the 2 end single crochets for the corners. So in between the corners, you will have 15 single crochets. The goal here is to make this a square, so we need to have 15 single crochets along the sides. So when I come down here, I'm going to work 15 single crochets. Then I'm working across the unused loops of the starting chain, and look how nice that looks there because we went into the back bar. So when I come down here, I will work a corner, 3 single crochets here, single crochet across, 3 single crochets, and then 15 up here. Then it will be a square. We'll have 15, 15, 15. And a lot of people, some people think that because I had 19 rows, I should have 19 stitches down here, but that is not true at all, because if you were to do a single crochet in each row down, it would be like kind of ruffled. It would be like too many stitches. So you need to do just the 15. So just evenly spaced, you work 15 across the sides of the rows. So here, I want to go in these 2. I try not to go into like that big hole there because it'll just make it stand out more. I do like to go into that little hole there because it's not going to make it look any worse. Right here, I wouldn't want to go in that. So I usually just pick up 2 strands of that. And then somewhere along here, I need to kind of skip something. So this looks like a little short piece to skip. I'll go in here. And then I'll go in this bulk of this. And that, well, that's kind of... Okay, so right here, now you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've got this much to go, and I need 15. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's just one. 11. That's a big hole there. I don't want to go into that. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, I've got 15 across the side. Now when I get down to the starting chain here, I'll work 3 single crochets in the first single crochet like this, and then 15 across. So just complete round 1 of the heart square. I'm going to complete mine and finish off, and then I'll come back on camera and show you the next round. For the next round, start at any corner on from the right side, join with a single crochet. You start with a loop on your hook, and you insert into the center single crochet of any corner, 3 single crochet group. Go in here, yarn over, draw that through the 2 loops to finish the single, and work 2 more single crochets into that same corner, single crochet around, and then work 3 singles in each corner when you go around. That's it. I'll be back when I'm done. Last border is worked join as you go, so that you can connect this square to this one. To do that, join with a single crochet in this corner here, there, and instead of chain 3, which is what's on this border, on the first square you will complete the border because there's no other squares to join to it. So to do that, you just chain 1. There's a chain 3 everywhere. All these are chain 3 loops. So to join, you will chain 1 and then come over here to the adjoining chain 3 corner, find the center loop, and it's facing right side up right here. But what I want to do is lift it up like this, have this yarn back here, go under here like this, and go into that 2 strands of that chain like that, and then bring that through here. So that's like slip stitch. It's like chain, your second chain counts as that. Then you just chain 1, and then you come back to this corner, the working corner, and you work another single crochet. Now you have joined the corners there. Then you chain 1, go into the next chain 3 space on the side, have the yarn in the back like this, find the center chain right there, bring that through here, and work a chain like that, then chain 1, come back over here to your working motif, which is motif number 2, or square you could call it. You'll skip this single crochet and single crochet into this single crochet. Chain 1, go over there and find the matching chain 3 loop right here. Go on, this is the right side, and I'm pulling this strand back here. I'm peeling this up. I'm going in from the wrong side here. Bring that through and bring that through the loop on my hook, and then chain 1 back here on my working motif. Skip this one, go into this one, and work a single crochet, chain 1, go back over here to the next chain 3 loop. My strand is back here. go under the 2 of them like this, complete a chain, chain 1, come back over here to the working motif, skip this one, go into this one, complete a single crochet, chain 1, go back over to here. The strand is in the back of my hook, and then work a slip stitch, chain 1. It's not a slip stitch, work a chain. Go back to your working motif, skip 1, go in here, work a single, chain 1. Now you can see how it's joining together here, like that. So you continue doing that. When you get down here and you've joined this loop to this corner, then you continue on this square just like this without the joining. So I'm going to go off camera and finish this, and then I'll come back on and show you that. I completed a one-sided joining here. Now all I have to do is finish this round without any joining, unless if I had an adjoining square here, then I could go over and join on a two-sided join. But right now I've joined to that corner. I have to complete the corner here by adding a single crochet there. Now I will chain 3, skip 1 single right here, single in this one, and then chain 3, skip a single, go into the next one, chain 3, and then you continue like that around. And then in the corners, in the center single crochet of the 3 single crochet group, you'll work a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So that's it. That's how you do the join as you go heart, scrap heart. And this pattern is available at maggiescrochet.com. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you subscribe and comment in the video. I'd love to see pictures because the color possibilities are endless.